Hi ladies and gentlemen, I wanted to make a quick how-to video of our project that we'll be completing, the social impact of the Civil War and Reconstruction web quest. So I'm going to go ahead and open this project up. It looks a little bit different on my end than on yours, but if I go ahead and open this project, you will see that there is just one final product. That's all you have to do. There are no checkpoints, just a final product, and it is the station's question sheet. I did want to go over the rubric really quick before we get started. So you have one cog skill you are being assessed on, and it's making connections and inferences. So over here on the left, it just gives us the big idea of what that means. So you're connecting ideas and making inferences based on evidence or reasoning. So in this case, our evidence is going to be different photographs, articles that we might be reading. There's one or two videos that we'll be looking at. That is your evidence, and you are going to connect ideas about Reconstruction, about the Civil War, with issues that are going on today. Okay? So I wanted to highlight what I'm looking for to get a 4 and to get a 5. Okay? So to get a 4, you're making relevant inferences based on evidence, so based on the station, the website, whether it's a photograph or whether it is an article. And this is the key part. You're identifying the larger significance of the inference. That is not part of a 3. But for a 4, you're talking about why the information is important. Why is it significant? So if, for example, we're looking at a picture of the city of Charleston that is destroyed after the Civil War, it's important that we maybe make connections to Reconstruction, that the South would have to be reconstructed, or that the North was able to continue with factories while the South has to rebuild. So that would be kind of broadening your answer. You're also making connections between a specific example and the larger idea. So the specific example would be the photograph or the article, but then you're connecting that to the bigger concept, so to those focus area topics, the Civil War, Reconstruction, industrialization. So think about those focus area topics as your bigger idea, the larger idea. How can you connect this one piece of evidence to the big picture? And to get a 5, it just takes all of those things to the next level. So it's not just identifying, but explaining. So identifying might be a couple words, it might be a sentence. An explanation would be, you're writing multiple sentences. You're going into detail. You're explaining why this information is important. Okay? Down here, connections to the larger idea are made through multiple examples. So you're making multiple connections between the picture and the big idea of Reconstruction. Maybe you talk about the Confederates having to rejoin the Union. Maybe you talk about slavery. You're approaching Reconstruction from various perspectives, okay? So I highly recommend you look back at this rubric to help you as you go through your answers. So now let's look at a couple stations, and we'll go through this together. And our goal when we do this together as a class would be to try to aim for a 4, and then you take it to the next level to get a 5. But we're going to kind of make 4 our baseline. Okay, so if I pull up the station sheet, and in this final product, I'm going to put this video. So you'll see this in this station's question sheet area. Now this is out of date. It says use QR codes. That was if we were doing it in class. Instead, you're going to see that we have links. So if I open up the final product, it's going to bring me to a document. Using the links, answer the following questions. When you complete all of the questions, submit the final product for a grade. So all of these are links. They will take us to different resources, okay? And I would like to go through a couple of them with you, and then the rest you'll be doing on your own. You'll notice that it goes A through the letter S. So that's quite a few, I don't know, roughly 20 or more stations. So I recommend that if you want to work on this in chunks, you set some goals for yourself. So maybe you're going to work on A, B, C, and D today. Or maybe you're going to make a goal to get through half of the stations by the end of this week and do the next half next week. So you're going to have to just play that by ear. Okay, so you can see that there are multiple links, and then each link has a bunch of questions under them. I wanted to go over a few. First off, the destruction of the South after the war. This is Station A. I made a mistake when I put this link in, so that's why I wanted to go over this one with you. If you click on the link, it takes you to an entire Wikipedia page, but my intention was just to show you this one image. So I've pulled that up in a new tab, so it's just this first image on the right. You can click on it to make it larger. Let me pull up our screen here. So if I were to look at this image and just analyze it, this is a photograph, and down here actually at the bottom of the screen, I gotta scroll down, it actually gives us a caption. So these are the ruins of Mill's house and nearby buildings. A shell-damaged carriage and the remains of a brick chimney are in the foreground. 1865. So based on that date, we know that this photograph was taken probably right after the Civil War ends. And this photograph would have been taken in Charleston, South Carolina, one of the cities that would have been really destroyed by the war. So here you can see that chimney it was talking about. It's just completely destroyed, likely from cannons. And then, of course, fires would have gone through the city. It looks like there's just debris and ash. I mean, you can see buildings in the background over here that are just completely destroyed. This tree looks like maybe it was burnt. There's still a lamppost. And then this was a carriage. So this is destroyed. You can kind of put this in a modern perspective. Think about walking through a city and cars are on fire and they're destroyed and buildings and signs are all torn up. That's what it would have been like for people at this time period, okay? So this is Station A. I've looked at the picture. I'm looking at the details. Pretty destructive. Looks like a war has gone through. So if I go back to my project document. Okay, sorry there for the delay. I got interrupted for a second. So the two questions for this web quest are, where was the photo taken? Well, if we go back to the photograph itself, we know that it was taken in Charleston. So the link pulls up Charleston on the Wikipedia page. So we would want to put Charleston, South Carolina as the place where the photograph was taken. What is the date of the photo? Well, let's go back. And again, if you look down at the bottom on most of the Wikipedia pages, it does have a caption with at least a date. And we are looking down here, 1865. All right, so the date is 1865. And if we wanted to kind of expand our answer here, we could say the photograph was taken in 1865, so it was likely taken right after the Civil War ends, right? That's making an inference. That is making a connection, connecting the date to that big event, the Civil War, okay? So I would recommend maybe not just putting the date, but going above and beyond on question number 2 there. Question number 3, using the photo, infer the challenges. So infer is a big word here. The challenges that the South would face after the Civil War. So if we go back to this photograph, just looking at this, we know that one challenge will be to rebuild. The South has to start over. Whatever this building was, it's gone now. So we need to rebuild it. We're going to have to rebuild wagons and carriages. We're going to have to start new businesses. So that would be one challenge that the South is facing after the Civil War. And we can make those connections to Reconstruction. Now, if this was a big city in the South, Charleston, and it's destroyed. Think about how different this city would look than a city like New York or Boston, Massachusetts, where there was no war. How would the South be facing challenges that maybe northern cities were not facing? Okay, so we can make those connections to industrialization. Cities like New York and Boston can keep growing and they can keep producing goods in factories. In the South, they can't really do that because they have to start over from scratch. So those are some connections you could be making to the larger idea, to the idea of Reconstruction, the idea of industrialization. And maybe you can come up with even more ideas for question number 3, okay? There's quite a few political cartoons that I want you to look at. I want to show you this one here. This is a political cartoon that had to do with the KKK. Good, it pulled it up. So sometimes you have to give the links a second and then it'll pull up the actual image. This is another Wikipedia article, so if I scroll down you can see more information. If I click these dots, it gives me the full caption here. This is a cartoon threatening that the KKK will lynch scalawags and carpetbaggers. And this was published in 1869. And this was published in Alabama, Tuscaloosa, Alabama. The cartoonist had actual local politicians in mind. And you could go more in detail. So if we were to look at the details of this cartoon, if I were to pull this up, we see that the Klan their name is on a donkey. That was the symbol of the Democratic Party. That was the party that was in power at the time in the South. And they have now hung 2 people. This guy on his bag, probably a carpet bag, it says Ohio. So the idea that the Klan in the South was opposed to the radical Republicans in the North, and maybe even some of those Northerners that were coming into the South to try to change things, okay? So that would be sort of looking at all of the details of this cartoon. So if I went back to the questions, when was the cartoon published? And we can look at that date. And then from this cartoon, describe the role of the Ku Klux Klan in the South during Reconstruction. Well, what kind of role is this? Obviously, there's political connections here because of the symbol of the donkey. What are they doing? Are they trying to scare people? This is not a very peaceful image. This shows a lot of violence. This shows murder. So what is the Klan trying to do during Reconstruction? What message are they trying to send? Okay, so that's just some things to think about. As you go through, there's the resources kind of go in chronological order, so they get more modern. There's an article on Ulysses S. Grant, the election of 1876, which will end Reconstruction, railroads in the 1880s. I love this photograph here. I'll pull it up. This one is a picture. You got to just give it a second for the picture itself to pop up. But this is a photograph that was taken in the Kentucky-West Virginia border area of the Hatfield family. The Hatfield and McCoy feud is what this is about. And this is a photograph that was actually staged for northern newspapers. So northern journalists came into the South and asked this family to pose with all of their guns and look really tough. And this is really where we get the stereotype of the feuding hillbilly. This huge family that they're violent. So we'll see not just stereotypes and inequality happening for African Americans in the South, but also for poor white families in the South as well. And they'll be stereotyped by the North. And we sometimes still live with those stereotypes today. You know, we're from Kentucky and we know the jokes about Kentucky. And so this is a little bit of the historical roots. All right, Good luck, everybody!